What's good, Savvy Squad? Day Savvy in this bitch, man. And got another reaction video for y'all today. So this is gonna be a little different. I kind of just want to talk about this George Floyd dude, bro. That shit that happened over in I think it happened in Minnesota or some shit. I don't really. I think it happened in Minnesota. But one of my friends was talking to me about this, and he told me to check it out, man. So I just thought that I'll make a video of it, just to do something a little bit different for y'all. See if you enjoy this type of stuff, let me know in the comments, or just like the video. Just let me know that y'all like it, and I'll do more news stuff like this. So basically, I'm just gonna be talking about like kind of the whole situation, what happened with them, and basically with the rioting and the whole situation that happened with George Floyd's death. And I'm gonna watch this video. I haven't seen this video, so I don't really know if it's good or not. I got a couple videos on here that I want to watch just to see exactly what happened. And I also have a news article that I want to show y'all, explaining how the officers that were involved in his death were actually they're getting investigated, and they could be prosecuted accordingly. So other than that, let's get right into this video. I just want to check this out, see what they got over here, man. See what happened.
Please, I can't breathe.
With every passing second, George Floyd's life was slipping away. This 10.
See, you could tell he's in pain, dog. Like when you can barely talk, bro, and you sound like you could barely talk, and then you're like like that's pain, bro. Like if a grown ass man is doing that, that's some pain, bro. Same thing with a grown woman, bro. Like it's pain, dog. Like I don't care what nobody says. Like he was in pain, bro. Like that's sad, bro. Like and look, the dude just standing right next to him. And he could have pushed the cop off or been like, dog, you get off of his neck, man. Like, why is you on his neck like that? Why the fuck is he on his neck? Minneapolis, I guess that's where it happened at. So, Minnesota. All right. Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't know. Maybe those are, I don't know. I don't really know the whole location of this shit, but I just know that this situation happened. Now I'm finna talk about it.
Life was slipping away. This 10-minute video is difficult to watch, yet impossible to ignore. Now, crucial testimony bearing...
Dog, and look at the fucking other cop over there that's, like, on the right side of the vehicle. He's, like, on his legs, bro. Like, what the fuck else is he gonna do, dog? And I can't tell if he's in handcuffs or not because I think I see his hand. But I don't know, man. That's some bitch shit right there, dog. Like, man, some of these cops out here really do be abusing their power. I ain't even finna say some. I'm gonna say most cops be out here abusing their fucking power.
Bearing witness to an ugly reality.
Mama!
Get up and get in the car right!
Face down on the pavement, crying out for his mother, a police officer's knee to his neck.
Oh, look at that bitch ass nigga, bro. Like, look at him. He got his hands on his fucking hips and shit. And he just, all of his fucking weight just on him, just. Like, bro, I swear to God, dog. Like, and he look at his little scrawny ass too. Like, he a whole bitch, bro. You could just tell. I ain't even got to see his face, and I can already tell he a bitch, bro. Talk about, it's not your right, bitch.
Down on the pavement, crying out.
This shit got me hot, if y'all can't tell. I'm already mad about it. I was already mad about it, but now that I'm really seeing it, this shit got me mad, bro. Like, look at him, dude. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. Like, he might have did something before, like, on some bullshit, but right now, he's not fucking resisting. You can't do that shit. Like, nah, bro. I don't know if that cop was just having a bad day or what, bro.
Crying out for his mother, a police officer's knee to his neck.
My stomach hurts. My neck hurts. Everything hurts.
Yo.
There's water or something. Please. I can't breathe all the time.
A bystander's cell phone
And then he fucking pressed harder, bro. Like, he was, okay, of course he was trying to lift his neck up. Like, he was trying to lift his neck up, I saw him. And then the cop gonna press harder on his fucking neck. And then that's when he really was like, I can't breathe. That's
I can't breathe all the time.
A bystander's cell phone recording Floyd's pleas for precious breath,
They gonna kill me, man. Yeah.
capturing those prescient words for those excruciating minutes.
Bro, with your feet on his neck, man, you get off the
His nose is bleeding. Like, come on.
This, the second video of a black man
His nose was bleeding, bro.
feet on his neck, man, you get off the
His nose is
What did he say?
words for those excruciating minutes.
Bro, with your feet on his neck, man, you get off the
his nose is bleeding. Like, come on.
This, the second video of a black man dying to emerge in less than a month.
Seeing Ahmaud Arbery killed by citizens while he's jogging, watching George Floyd be killed unarmed by police, all of these incidents back to back
Please don't tell me that he's gone.
to back.
From Eric Garner to Ahmaud Arbery, all part of a seemingly endless stream of footage, revealing the violence so many have experienced, challenging the police version of events. Some, like this of Philando Castile, posted in real time on social media,
And the officer just shot him.
offering a narrative of lives cut short, igniting calls for racial justice.
It's wrong, period.
Yup.
It's wrong.
Floyd's sister Bridget left in disbelief.
I don't understand how someone could possibly let an individual go out like that.
There's a state of emergency in Black America, the pandemic that existed long before the coronavirus of racism and discrimination that often leads to the unjustifiable and unnecessary killings of people of color in America.
Out
I never understood that, bro. Like, how can you fucking judge somebody off the color of their skin, bro? Like, and it ain't just me, bro. Like, I'm not, like, half of my family, like, most of my family is black. Some of my family is white. You know what I'm saying? It's about, like, half and half type shit. But at the same time, I would never look at somebody different just because of their religion or they color or their skin or whatever, bro. Like, the only thing that defines a person is their fucking personality and the way that they are as a person. That's the only thing that defines somebody. Like, it's just crazy, dog. And, like, it's crazy that these police that have power are the ones that are racist. And honestly, they don't deserve none of the power that they get. These dudes right here deserve to get charged for fucking murder, and they deserve to spend the rest of their life in prison. All of them cops. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, bro. Like, that's real shit.
Justifiable and unnecessary killings of people of color in America.
outrage from the graphic video of Floyd dying spilling onto America's streets, from Houston to Chicago.
Hey, in Chicago, that's where it really be happening at too, like a lot. But I'm gonna say this. If you look at it from both perspectives, you got these people that are afraid of cops, and they don't want to get pulled over. They don't want nothing to do with cops. They don't want to deal with cops, and I'm that way too, because a cop can just murder you in cold blood and they won't get nothing fucking done to them because supposedly you were a threat. Like, nah, bro. If you wasn't running up on them, or you wasn't trying to hit them, or you wasn't pulling out something like a gun or some shit, then they don't got no right to shoot you, bro. Like, they have a whole fucking taser, but they always choose to pull out their gun first. You know, a lot of cops do. Now, I've seen plenty of police that do good police work, and they are not racist about the shit. They have never killed nobody before, and they've been on the force their entire fucking life. They ain't never shot nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've seen cops that do that. But then again, you got these other bitch ass cops who over here abusing their power, racist as fuck, on like with these Mexicans and the black people. They just because they Mexican and black, they got a gun, or they gonna hurt you, or they gonna do something. Just because you had a bad experience with a couple black people or a couple Mexicans or one Mexican or one white, dog, it doesn't matter. Not every black person is the same. Not every Mexican is the same. Not every person is the same. Not every white person is the same, dog. That's sad, bro.
To Chicago and Minneapolis, where police in riot gear fired what appeared to be tear gas. This, the latest salvo in the country's reckoning on race.
Video is an indispensable part of our struggle to get justice in these cases. Without video, we're not talking about Ahmaud Arbery, or we're not talking about George Floyd. Video is our evidence. Video is our proof.
Remember,
Nah, you know what? He right about that. He right about that, dog. He said, if there wasn't no video, no fucking action would have got taken. None. And that's real shit.
by his
All that shit that went unnoticed, like, bruh, like the whole Trayvon Martin situation. Dude killed Trayvon Martin, got fired or suspended off the force or some bullshit, and then he gonna turn around and sell the gun that he shot him with for like $100,000, and some sick fuck actually bought that shit, bro. That shit's ridiculous, dog. Like, I cannot fathom. I can't even stress enough that justice definitely needs to be served with these dudes, bro. Like, these cops really need to stop doing that. They can't just kill somebody. Like, they really act like a life does not matter. They really acting like people's lives do not matter. And that's the whole thing about Black Lives Matter, and the whole thing about, you know, whatever, all lives matter type shit, whatever, bro. Like, and unfortunately, it is predominantly black people and Mexicans that get shot by cops. Why is that?
his friends as a loving father and a gentle giant.
The world gonna remember his name. The world gonna remember George Floyd. He wasn't supposed to go out like that.
Floyd, seen here in a 1992 high school football game, scoring a touchdown.
He was way better than me in football.
For former NBA player Steven Jackson, the loss of his 46-year-old friend is like losing family.
Floyd was my brother.
Wow.
My boy was doing what he's supposed to do, man. Y'all go and kill my brother, man.
We're real close. Ever since the teenager.
And you know how much rage I'll put into you, bro? Because the cop is just sitting there on his neck, bro. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. And he murdered that dude in cold blood. And you mean to tell me that he just got fired off the fucking force, all three of them cops?
Teenagers just being in the streets, growing up together.
Both Jackson and Floyd were star athletes growing up in Texas.
We have the same talent, we have the same dreams, we grew up in the same type of areas. I just had more opportunity.
In adulthood, Floyd ran into trouble. In 2007, he was charged with armed robbery. In 2009, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison as part of a plea deal.
He'd been through a lot of stuff in his life. He was going to Minnesota and start over and get a new start.
When you hear him calling out for his mama, saying he can't breathe, repeatedly, how does that hit you?
Makes me so angry, because Floyd is one of the strongest people you know. And to hear that scream and that cry for help in his voice, and he crying out for help, and
he about to cry, look. He is crying.
It's just wrong, man. It's just wrong.
It is. And I feel for him, bro, because, like, I'm feeling like I'm putting myself in his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just saying, for a grown man to be calling out somebody's name like that, or be crying for help, bro, that takes a lot. Especially a strong man like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the dude, but obviously from what these people saying, he was strong. He wasn't no bitch, bro. And he was not meant to go out like that, fool. The only person who was a bitch in that whole situation was all three of them cops that didn't do shit. And the only reason that none of those people intervened, because they would have got charged with some bullshit, or they would have got they self shot, or they would have got they self tackled and put their fucking knee on their neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, say somebody would have came up and ripped the cop off of them. Those other two cops would have been on their ass, bruh. Tackling them to the ground and arresting them and fucking digging their knees in their neck. Like, they were seeing what they was doing to him, and they didn't want to have that done to themselves. So everybody, you know, calling that person a bitch who was just recording the shit, I mean, you got to see it from their point of view, man. First of all, it was a girl that was recording. And second of all, you can't just expect a female to go up and just push a grown-ass cop off of somebody. Or, you know, she was asking him to get off. He can't breathe. That should be enough right there to fucking be like, oh, okay, yeah, he can't breathe, then let me let up a little bit. And you know what? All right, fine, you can't breathe, get up, let's go, get up. And I'm pretty sure after that, he would have got right up and he would have complied. Because there ain't no need to do that shit. Even if he was resisting at first, He was not resisting at the time that you had your knee on his neck. And it's just sad, bro. It really is.
It's just wrong, man. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
Alvin Menego was Floyd's roommate. Menego recalled a time when Floyd told him about being pulled over for driving with an expired license plate.
The officer asked him to step out. He said, I know they get intimidated by my sight, so I stepped back a little bit so he won't feel uncomfortable. And told him, I'm sorry, I wasn't aware of this. And the officer gave him a pass.
And tonight, new surveillance video seeming to contradict a police account showing the moments before Floyd is restrained by officers. In the video, police approach Floyd's SUV, handcuff him, and take him to the sidewalk. Then, Floyd and the officers walk across the street where that fateful video was recorded.
The fundamental issue here is when he's on the ground and handcuffed, at that point in time, are they using excessive force?
So he was handcuffed. When I was saying that his hand was on the ground, so he was handcuffed and his hands were just on the ground behind his back.
Not before that.
Police say they were responding to a forgery in progress.
A what in progress?
Police say they were responding to a forgery in progress.
Okay, so that gives you a reason to put your knee on his neck and just have him sit there on the fucking ground. No, bro, it's not a reason.
Video starkly differs from a statement issued Monday night by Minneapolis police saying in part that Floyd had physically resisted officers and that he appeared to be suffering medical distress.
Usually deadly force is allowed when that individual is resisting or they've committed or about to commit a violent felony. For George Floyd.
See, I think that's bullshit, bro. Just because you're resisting does not give you a reason to kill somebody. Like, it doesn't. Tase them. You got a fucking taser and you got mace. Tase them, mace their ass. What are they gonna do then? You ain't gotta shoot them. You ain't gotta choke their ass out. You ain't gotta do none of that, bro. I understand if they about to do a violent crime or they about to shoot somebody. Okay, that gives you a reason to shoot. But then again, man, like they just can't be out here killing people, bro. And I've been fucked with by cops plenty of times, bro, and I'm not even of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have black in me, but obviously I look white, so I'm not... That whole situation is just out the window for me.
Is resisting.
But at the same time, I got people in my family who are black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people that I love that are black. And if that shit would have ever happened to any of the people in my family, my best friend is black. If anybody, my little sisters and my little brothers are black. If that would have ever happened to me, or happened to them, bro, I'll be sick. I'll be fucking sick. And the way that cops abuse their power nowadays, man, is just fucking crazy. It really is. And then nothing gets done about it. It's not even just, oh, well, cops gotta come over here and they gotta do their job. Y'all are supposed to protect people. It doesn't look like they protected people when they pulling up on everybody, when they, ripping people out the cars and fucking doing all this extra shit for no reason, just to try to teach somebody a lesson. For what? For what?
Medical distress.
It's not even just the shootings, bro. They be speeding around like they can just speed around wherever the fuck they want. They be on their phones texting and shit while they driving, like doing all these illegal ass turns, not using blinkers and shit. But okay, who's gonna pull over a cop? Nobody. I've seen only a few videos where a cop pulled over another cop. Only a few, and I respect the fuck out of those cops. Cause I remember this one video that I saw. It was a cop speeding. Another cop got behind him, pulled his ass over. He pulled over. He's like, "Really? Are you serious?" Yeah, you were speeding. What do you mean? Are you serious? You were speeding. It's still against the law for you to speed just because you're a police officer. He's like, "Oh, I got a call." She's like, "No, you didn't. I didn't hear nothing over the radio." How you gonna lie? And like, she has a fucking radio. You stupid, bro. He sounded so dumb. And I wish that more cops would be brought to justice, bro, because I feel like the way that they hire these people and the way that they hire these cops, man, is not, they don't get enough training. Because every time that I've ever seen a fucking police shooting, they don't even aim at the suspect. They just be like shooting in the general direction, letting off a whole fucking clip. Talking about some, and they be falling down and shit and like fucking tripping over shit and fucking just busting their gun everywhere. Not regarding the fucking houses behind them, not regarding cars behind them, nothing. They don't give a fuck about crossfire or anything like that, bro. Like, they're so untrained and just unprofessional most of the time. Now there's some cops out there. I'm not knocking all police officers, bro, because there's been times where police officers help me out. But I do not fuck with the police. I don't like the police. I don't fuck with the police. And the main reason is because they be abusing their power and they be getting into everybody's fucking business for no reason.
Usually deadly force is allowed when that individual is resisting or they've committed or about to commit a violent felony. For George Floyd, he did neither.
Minutes later, the fire department was called for a patient with trauma to his mouth. By the time crew members got into the ambulance with Floyd, they found an unresponsive, pulseless man. Floyd was declared dead at a local hospital. The 4 officers involved in the incident have been fired. The city today releasing the disgraced officers' names: Derek Chauvin, Thomas Lane, Toe Tao.
Actually, the correct names for them would be Bitch, Bitch, and Bitch.
And J. Alexander Kong.
Oh, and also Bitch.
Chauvin is the officer with his knee on Floyd.
Look at him.
Tao is the officer standing. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry calling for him to be charged with a crime.
If you had done it, or I had done it, we would be behind bars right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, bro. If it was a regular person, if I went out and did that shit just because I felt like he was doing something wrong, and I fucking put my hand all over his neck and I was just, or my knee on his neck and just sat there doing nothing, just sitting there like this, you know, I would be behind bars like he just fucking said, bro.
I can't move.
And I look forward to asking the jury just to watch the stopwatch for 9 minutes.
He just said, "Get up." Like I feel like I'm hearing this officer say, "Get up." Like, am I really hearing that right now?
Just to watch the stopwatch for 9 minutes in silence and think about not being able to have sustained breath for those 9 minutes. How is that not murder?
Exactly.
It was just 6 years ago when those words.
Yeah, I saw this one. This was in New York. He was selling loose cigarettes, which is illegal, of course, because they don't want you making any type of money if you ain't paying taxes. But that's what I think he was doing. I think he was doing that. I'm like, don't quote me on that because I don't really know for sure. But I think this dude was selling loose cigs or something. And this is what they did to him because he was like, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. So 4 fucking cops is on him. Look at that. And he's holding his neck down, like he's holding his head on the fucking floor. Like, dog, that's so stupid, man. And he's saying, and you hear him, I can't breathe. So many times he's verbally telling you he can't breathe, bro. Like, man, it's so crazy, bro. And obviously the cops just think that they saying that just to be like, get off of me, like I can't breathe. No, he really couldn't breathe.
A plea for mercy from Eric Garner on the streets of New York turned into a rallying cry. But for Gwen Carr, they're the last words she'll ever hear from her son, whose 2014 death at the hands of an NYPD officer echoed those 3 words across the country.
When you see this scene of George Floyd going through what he went through,
Hey, you see that social distancing though? That's kind of funny.
Popped into your mind?
It just brought back horrible memories of the day that I found out that my son Eric was murdered. I can feel their pain. I know what they're going through.
You said you can't bring yourself to watch the video of George Floyd.
No, I can't.
And yet it's the video that has opened a lot of other people's eyes.
Yes. 11 times he's repeated, I can't breathe. But the disconcerted officers, they paid no attention to his cries. They continued murdering him. Yeah. And this is just like the sentiments of this young man who was killed the other day. The man was trying to only breathe.
To suddenly lose a child.
Now an outspoken activist to bring justice for so many who aren't being heard.
I don't want any other mother to suffer like I've suffered.
A makeshift memorial now growing on the street where George Floyd.
And that's so sad, bro. Like, man, that got me in my feelings, bro. It's so sad though, cause like, Man, if you lose your son like that, that's sad, dude. Like, you never want to see your kids go through that shit. It don't matter how old they are, they still your kid, man. Like, that's still your baby, bro. Like,
took his last breath. For those who loved Floyd the most, like his sister Bridget, the loss numbing and the fear now haunting that the same violence could one day take her own sons.
You never know what could happen when they walk out the door. They need to know how to.
Exactly, bro. And it's crazy that people got to be scared of cops, bro. That they, like, the police and the government literally use a fucking fear factor to keep us in check. Because, oh, guess what? If you don't follow our rules, we just gonna lock you up in a concrete box with bars. I don't. It's just like, I understand more violent crimes, but at the same time, it's just like, you can't just kill all these people and expect not to get any charges or nothing, bro. Like, I really feel like there needs to be more investigation that goes into these cops killing people, because all the cop gotta say is, oh, you see him pulling out a gun right here on my body cam, and then whatever, and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. So, and the police chief, who is just as fucking sick as they are, who is just as racist as they are, talk about, oh, well, yeah, he felt like he needed to use his gun, so he shot him and da-da-da, because he felt threatened. Like, it's stupid, bro. Like, it's just gonna be a never-ending cycle. And this shit right here is what really needs to happen. And if people are really gonna, it's gonna get to the point where people are gonna start killing cops, bro. That's what's gonna get to the point, because it's already becoming a war between these fucking cops and killing people, dude. Like, it's crazy.
How to defend themselves, how to stand up for themselves, how to talk for themselves. Because if I don't teach that to them, this world, this cold, cold world would take over my babies.
Yep. She right about that. She right about that a lot.
Hi, everyone. George.
Man. And I got one more video, so let me see this. Let's watch this one.
God! Ah! Man!
Look how they doing people out here. Got him bleed on the ground. He crying. That's sick.
Please. Please. Please, I can't breathe. Please, man. Please, somebody help me.
Please, somebody help me. Please, I can't breathe. Does that sound fucking threatening to you? Like, that cop is just a bitch, bro. And he had no regard for his life. He didn't give a fuck if he killed him or not. That's just the bottom line. He murdered that dude. That like, in cold blood. Because obviously he didn't give a fuck.
Bro, you got him down, man. Let him breathe, at least, man.
I can't breathe.
I've been trying to help out. So he can breathe a little bit more. Put your hand on his neck, man. One of my homies died. He's ready back phone. He's
I'm about to just die, just say.
Relax.
Man, I can't breathe my face. Just get up.
I can't feel my face.
What do you want?
I can't breathe. Please, the knee in my neck. I can't breathe.
He said, what do you want? He wants you to get the fuck off of his neck. What do you mean, what do you want? Stupid ass.
I can't breathe. Please, the knee in my neck. I can't breathe.
Your knee in my neck. I can't breathe.
Get up, get in the car, man.
I will.
Get up, get in the car.
I can't move.
I've been waiting the whole plane, man. Get up, get in the car.
Mama.
Get up and get in the car right.
I can't.
Get.
That's the food. My stomach hurts. My neck hurts. Everything hurts. Get some water or something. Please. Please. I can't breathe, officer.
Shut up.
And that right there is when he started pressing harder. That's such a bitch move, bro. Like, you got him pinned down. What else is he gonna do?
I can't breathe, officer.
See?
Shut up.
That right there is basically the officer telling him to shut the fuck up. Like, what was he fucking waiting for? I don't know what he was waiting for. Like, he was literally just sitting there waiting for him to die, I guess. Like, I don't know what he was waiting for. I really don't. It's bullshit.
I can't breathe, officer.
Shut up.
They gonna kill me. They gonna kill me, man.
How long y'all gotta hold him down?
Exactly. And this is why you don't do drugs, kids. Man, shut your bitch ass up. I'll slap your ass. That's what I want to do to him right now, bro. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these officers got their ass killed. If somebody see him on the street and they get shot the fuck up, I would not be surprised. Real shit.
It ain't about drugs, bro. Y'all understand?
Y'all don't gotta put y'all right.
He is human, bro.
His nose is
But I'm saying you
bleeding.
can put him in the car. That's a
We
bum
tried
ass.
that 10 minutes.
We tried that for 10 minutes. We tried getting him in the car for 10 minutes, man. And so since he didn't get in the car, we're just gonna sit him. We're just gonna keep him here until he dies. Really? Come on, bro. Bro, I swear to God, man, those cops deserve to get life in fucking prison. I don't care what nobody says. I don't give a fuck about if they got a family. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Because they murdered a dude in cold blood, bro. It says right here. This is the news story. Fox News legal analyst Mercedes Cohen told America's Newsroom on Thursday that the officers involved in the arrest of George Floyd, a Minnesota man who died in police custody this week, could all face charges. Bro, I swear, I swear to God, I really do hope that they all get charged. Floyd, 46, died Monday night after he was pinned to the ground by Minneapolis police after by police officer Derek Chauvin. He has been identified as the officer seen on camera kneeling on Floyd's neck as he struggled to breathe. Chauvin, along with 3 other police officers involved in the incident, Thomas Lane, I'm just going to say bitch, and bitch, were fired from the force on Tuesday. The fact that they were terminated, applause to the police department. They did it so swiftly, within 24 hours. But there is so much more that needs to be done, Cohen said. The circumstances surrounding Floyd's death have weighed on the city and led to protests and, in some cases, to violence, which I do not blame nobody for doing that shit. I don't blame it. I don't blame them, bro. They was setting a whole bunch of shit on fire. They set an apartment building on fire. They raided Target. They was doing riots and everything. And that's what everybody needs to do around the entire country of America. Because this shit happens everywhere. Everywhere. Because these cops really need to stop killing us, bro. That, like, lethal force is not always fucking authorized. Just because they feel like it's right doesn't mean that it is, bro. Like, there's a lot of serial killers out there who thought their reason for killing a whole bunch of people was right, but they don't get it justified. They are just, well, I felt threatened, but I still killed this dude even though he didn't have a weapon. But, and then you know what the officers would say, or the judge, whatever the fuck would say? Well, how would you feel threatened if he didn't have a weapon? It's the same situation with this dude. Same situation with Trayvon Martin. Same situation with that other dude in New York. The circumstances surrounding Floyd's death have weighed on the city and led to protests and in some cases to violence, including stores set on fire and looting. It says, certainly there is a reason for outrage, Cohen said on Thursday. It's a horrific set of circumstances, she added, referencing videos of the arrest. Cohen pointed out that the video shows Floyd begging. He says he can't breathe, his neck hurts, his stomach hurts, his body hurts. He's saying repeatedly, I can't breathe, and nothing happened. Donald Trump is one of the only great things that this dude did. He said Trump says he's ordered the DOJ, FBI to investigate George Floyd's death, calls it a very, very sad situation. She noted that the video... She also noted that the video shows that there was no evidence of any resistance from Floyd. Cohen said that Chauvin certainly can be charged with murder 2 or murder 3, which I think that's third degree, second degree murder. She explained that he could face second degree murder charges because of the circumstances of which he created, which was asphyxiation of him, was certainly there. She said third-degree murder is basically reckless endangerment of an individual that leads to death. But it's not just the officers that's kneeling on Mr. Floyd's neck. It's also the other bitches that were standing around that could also be charged as accessories, Cohen explained. Adding that they could hear Floyd screaming for help as he struggled to breathe while witnesses pleaded for them to intervene, yet those other bitches were not doing a thing, she said. Benjamin Crump, the Floyd family attorney, told the Today Show that Floyd's case is worse than Eric Garner in many ways because you hear the people even pleading with them, please get your knee off of his neck, have some humanity, this is a human being. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has demanded the arrest of Chauvin and called for Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman to act on the evidence before him. On Thursday morning, the Justice Department said that it has made the federal investigation into George Floyd's death a top priority and assigned experienced prosecutors to investigate the killing. It has also promised a robust probe by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. You know, so, man, y'all, I really hope that they all get sent to prison. Because that's exactly what they deserve. No, the cops just need to learn that they cannot just be out here killing folks. It's not right, bro. Like it's just so sad that he had to go through that, bro. And like that's like one of the worst ways to die. Like, you imagine a fucking grown ass man standing, like just having his knee into your neck, and then you literally just die like that because you can't fucking breathe. It's one of the worst ways to go out. It's not being able to breathe. You know, and obviously this isn't the first time it's happened. This isn't the first time that justice hasn't been fucking served. And I really feel like that they needed to investigate more into these cases. And even previous cases. Like that whole Trayvon Martin case, they need to investigate that more. The whole entire other case, George Foreman, or whatever that dude's name was. I think his name, hold on, let me just get his name real quick. George Foreman. I don't know why I said George Foreman. Fucking grill. I don't know, that name just popped into my head. Eric Garner, that's what his name was. Eric Garner. I don't know why the fuck I said George Foreman, but Eric Garner. Yeah, man, it's just, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with none of that shit. I really feel like I'm glad that this case is getting a lot of attention, but if there wasn't ever a video, justice probably would have never been served for that shit. But shit, man. Other than that, y'all, if y'all want to see me do more news stuff like this, go ahead and like the video. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to cover any more stories or anything like that. If you want to see me react to anything, like music wise, video wise, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just post it in the comments and you'll see it posted. Other than that, follow my music channel at Day Savvy Music. Also follow me on all social media at Day Savvy, DAYSAVVY. And it's just a sad situation, man. I feel really bad for the family, for the dude, for anybody who knew him. I feel bad for the guy himself. I feel bad for all the people that went through that in previous cases. None of them deserved to die, to me. I mean, it's just, and all those cops deserve to serve time for that, or they deserve to be killed themselves. I would actually love to see that cop with somebody's knee in his fucking neck until he passes out. I would love to see that. Maybe not kill the guy, because maybe he doesn't deserve to die. Well, he kind of does, really, because you just literally murdered somebody, but I would just love to see that cop. I would love to put my fucking knee on that cop's neck and just sit there on his neck, just like, and he's over here, I can't breathe. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You didn't care if the other dude was breathing, he'll be feeling shitty as hell. I know he would. Man, I would love to do that shit, honestly. And I understand why people are outraged about this. I understand why people are pissed, because I know it even makes me mad, and I don't even know the dude. I'm not even from Indianapolis or nothing, but it just pisses me off that these cops are really out here killing people like this, bro. And it really makes you scared to even encounter one. because you never know what you're gonna get with these police officers, bro. There's some good ones out there that will give you a break sometimes. Like he said, he's encountered police before. And just because he has prior felonies or prior convictions does not give you a right. Because people change, bro. A lot of people change after they get out of prison. And he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve to be treated like that. He is a human after all. It just sucks, man. It really does. But other than that, y'all, this been Day Savvy and this bitch. And I'm out this bitch.